Okay, this will be a great way to show you guys how I would build a competitive Scyther, essentially. First things first, you look for any Scyther. I'm going to try to look for... So I want 2 times 31 attack and speed. This is going to end up costing me around... I'm hoping for it to cost me around 150 to 200k. Something like that. Let's go ahead and first things first, look for this, because this is pretty easy. You can find these stats for, like, pretty cheap. Nature is not going to matter really too much, because what if I can find 1 to 31 attack and speed, so I'm going to have to race the IVs for that. This one's 20k. Now, this one is 21k. Right? And that's more expensive than the other ones, but I think this is actually a better buy. Well, the issue with this is that it's male, so I would have to, oh man. That being male is pretty tough, I will say. I'm gonna try to buy this female one. Let's do, is there 25s plus for 5k, or what's the cheapest one there? Yeah, there's one for 5k. Okay, I'm gonna buy that for sure. 5k, female, 25 plus in these stats. It's honestly like really close to, wow. So what I would do now, we found her for, I'm going to calculate how much this costs, actually. We bought this for 5k. We're now going to look for a breed. It's in the bug A group. We look for a male bug A group breeder for it. For that, we're going to do 20 plus and everything. It doesn't have to be 25 plus. Should we go for attack or speed first becomes the question. A group bug. Male. It'll show me dittos if they're cheaper. There are some cheaper dittos, it seems like. I probably want to go ahead and grab that. I do want to make it female when it comes out, guaranteed. Let's see if speed... How much more is speed? Here's a bug that's 20k. I probably just go with the 18k on this, I think. Yeah, I'm going to buy that for 19k or so. We'll do plus 19k. And now I'm going to go breed these together. And I'm only going to have to use 1 brace. It's going to be plus 10k. So 34k for the current breed. And I'll show you guys what it looks like after this. Okay, here's what the breed should look like heading into it. So 31 attack guaranteed. The nature is going to randomly roll. We thankfully don't need any egg moves on Scyther. 20 plus, all the stats. The speeds might low roll, but we're going to have to brace it to 31 anyway, so it's fine. I'm going to make sure I pay for it to be female, since that's going to be important for going for a 2 times 31 breed. It's worth paying that 5k. We're going to add that 5k onto the calculator. So far, we've spent around 40k for this breed, which makes sense. It's pretty typical at this point with the 20 plus and stuff. Obviously, with the 1 times 31 without the 20 pluses, it doesn't really matter, but it makes sense for being around this point. But next up, we can actually just prepare. Since we know how it's going to come out, we can just prepare the next breeder. So what I'm going to need for the next breeder is something like this. I'm going to need 31 plus and everything. Bug. Male. Okay, for a bug type with a 31 speed, without the 31 attack. So what I would do is I'd buy it, I'd brace it. It depends on how the nature comes out. If I want to get the 31 attack as well, I could do that, but the only reason to do this would be if I saw an adamant one on the GTO. I don't think there is one. So, there's this Scyther, which is funny. I think the best way, I'm really hoping, the scary thing is going to be the nature here. I'm essentially just going to have to buy probably this Wurmple. I'm going to wait until it hatches, but I'm probably going to buy this Wurmple. Brace the attack on the Scyther. Brace the speed on the Wurmple and just hope it rolls nature. If it doesn't roll nature, then I'm going to be in an awkward situation where it's either worth for me to just resell the Scyther and start from scratch, or I could buy a pretty expensive one, or probably just create my own. It's probably worth for me to just create. Otherwise, there's just not going to be, like, if I were to try to fix this from this position, look at this. I would have to spend 200k, and this is just a Scyther. Like, I'd have to just make my own breeder for my comp, which takes a lot of time for sure, but can be worth it. That's really cheap, 50k for that. I missed it though. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's actually so good. Okay. I'm so lucky. The person who requested this did ask for adamant if possible. If they're still here, if they don't mind, Jolly is so good. It's a different Scizor set, but Jolly is so good if they don't mind it. It feels tough to get rid of a Jolly Scyther for an adamant. Like, if they super want an adamant, I would just sell this one and make them a new one, yeah. But this came out so for 39k. This is so good, actually. That's so nice. How much would you sell it for? We just price check it. You would price check this as a Scyther, in my opinion, and not as like a breeder. So if I were to price check this as a Scyther, I would do 20 plus, 20 plus, 20 plus, 31 attack, Jolly Nature. It's female as well. There's nothing really comparable. Let's get rid of the Jolly Nature. Sort by lowest price. Make it female. Once again, not really anything comparable. It cost me 40k to make. I probably would sell this for like 80k. 80 or 100 or so. This is crazy. This seems so nuts though. Jesus. I'd probably go 100k because I'm sure someone would buy it, honestly. I would go 99.99 or just slightly undercut that. But that'd be like an easy as hell 60k profit on this one breed. Okay, the person who requested the comp is not willing to take Jolly, which is totally fair and it's a totally different Sizzler than what they wanted. So I understand and I respect it. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna sell this one for profit. So it's a win-win for me. I'm gonna go ahead and just sell this for 99k. We're gonna make an easy 55k profit on that. No reason to apologize. You paid the channel points. You have every right to say no. You for sure want an adamant one. I would probably do the same, dude. You're totally fine. We're gonna make an easy profit on that, and we're gonna start from scratch and make another Scyther. And that Scyther already sold for 100k. Easiest 55k, in the books. We're just gonna pick up another Scyther for 5k, I think, or this one for, I don't know if it really matters. Depends if we're buying a Ditto or I'll probably buy this. It's like 500 Pokeyen difference. I'll give myself the option to be able to use a bug male breeder. So far I've spent 5,000 Pokeyen on this Scyther. We're now gonna look for a breeder for this one, which I'm gonna do a very, very similar thing and just look for 20 plus in all the defenses, and then also 31 attack or speed. Gender male bug. 18k is the cheapest. If we go for speed, it's 20k, but it is a male bug. Now if I go for, it doesn't really matter. I think ends up being the situation. What if I can try to high roll I can try to get max value here and look for like 25 plus and whatever stats that I can match. Well, that's a 10k upcharge, so that's not worth. What if I do this? 18k, so same price. We're gonna buy that then. Same price for just better stats. You always want to try to squeeze out every little stat, every little IV you can. Imagine it rolls, this rolls adamant. I'd be extremely lucky if I go from like a Jolly roll to an adamant roll. We're gonna head over to the daycare. We just spent, what is it, 19k on that? We can actually check our GTL log because that exists now, thankfully. If it's not bugged. Okay, 19k, so plus 19k. We're then gonna do the same thing. Buy one brace. Yep, no nature. So buy one brace, we're going to do plus 10k. And we're also going to pay for the gender, so we're going to do plus 5k. So 39k, exact same price as previously. Exact same price as the other breed. I'll see you guys with that little window. Okay, here's the breed. It has some nice moves on it as well, honestly, which is, yeah, that's really cool. So we're going to lock this in. Pay the 5k for the female. We've already calced that in. Perfect, perfect. Our Scyther hatched. We did not get as lucky this time, which makes sense, and we should get that. Came out Calm Nature, so we're going to go ahead and do another breed for this. We're going to look for a matching pair breeder. We're going to want a male bug age group Pokemon, just like before. I'm not going to worry about nature yet. Male bug, 20 plus, 20 plus, 20 plus, and we'll do 31 speed. 20k is the cheapest. I might try to weave some 25 pluses in there if it's just as cheap. Or 24 pluses is honestly kind of smart. Not seeing anything. What about 22 plus? 20k for that Wurmple. And the HP is a little higher, which is nice. How much would it? We already checked this earlier, but Adamant, let's see. 73k. We couldn't even do that in the same breed. You'd have to do 2 times 31. So I'm going to buy that Wurmple. I think it's a good buy. I'm down for it. So now I want to pay for double braces. So double braces is 40k. So it's 20k for the Wurmple and 20k for the braces. So we add plus 40k to the price check. And then also plus 5 more k for making this one female as well. So 84k total spent on the breed so far. I'll see you guys at the breeding window. Okay, back to our breed. 84k spent. Here's what it looks like in the window. 31 attack, 31 speed guaranteed, 20% everything else. I'm going to pay for this to be female. We do have to roll the nature still. And once again, this enters a situation where if it comes out with the wrong nature, it might be financially more beneficial to just start from scratch again. But we'll have to see. I'm going to collect that 100k from the Scyther there as well, which pays back a little bit of it. Okay, our Scyther hatched. I'm really hoping for, I mean, I don't deserve it. I just rolled a Jolly. But if this is Adamant, I'm going to piss myself. Okay, the opposite, which makes sense. Okay. 2 times 31, 20 plus. This is very beautiful Scyther, but it needs nature. So now there's 2 options. We spend 84k on this. We could start from scratch, or we could pay a lot of money and correct the nature. Let's see how much that would cost and see if it's at all worth it, becomes the question. Let's do 20 plus like this. I do Adamant nature. I can actually, what I can do is I can just remove. I did 29 instead of 20. Oops. Since I have 2 times 31 here, I can actually remove one of these, right? And go for Adamant and go for. Oh my, how is that the cheapest? That's wild. What if I do this? Oh my goodness. So as you can see, there's just not any cheap options at all, right? How is this 73k? I could make my own breeder for this, which is probably ends up becoming the strategy. Is just creating my own breeder for this. So what I would do is I would buy this. I would then make it. Yeah, I'm gonna make my own breeder for this. Okay, and I'll show you guys. So that I could pay 73k for this breeder, or I could make my own. Let me show you guys how I would do that. Let me show you how I would do that. So I would start off with. You can't do Sawaddle. Don't get baited. It's a female-only species. Don't get baited like that. I would start off with a 20 plus in every stat. Bug A group Pokemon. Female works. So we can even do 25 plus, but it's not going to matter too much. The price matters. I want one of those cheap memers I just saw. Yeah, one of these guys. I'll go with the Yanma. Sure. We buy the Yanma. Let me put a Pokemon away so we can see the breed a little more clearly. So we'll get back to the Scyther in a second. For now, we buy the Yanma. That costs 7k. Keep that in mind. Let's actually do another. So we paid 84k for the Scyther. Let's calculate the total price of the breeder, then we'll combine them. So 84k. We'll just remember 84k. 7k for this Yanma. 20 plus in the stats. Adamant nature. Now let's buy a breeder for him. This does take more time, but this is really good for, like, this is a great guide on how to breed competitive Pokemon for budget players. Like, you can breed them for decently cheap and make incredibly competitive Pokemon for, like, less than 150 to 200k or so, which is really good for, like, an extremely competitive Pokemon. You don't need 6 times 31. If you're going for, like, top 10 in the world, sure, that extra percentage can matter, but, like, the amount of times where that extra 31 in, like, defense on a Pokemon, like, it doesn't really matter for a lot of roles. You just want that 20 to 25 plus, really 25 plus if possible. If you want to go for like top 100 though, you can do 25 plus for sure. But you can't skimp on nature, and you can't skimp on required 31s, the most important 31s, like 31 attack and speed on the Scizor. Okay, enough preamble. Let's now look for 20 plus, and let's do 31 speed or attack, whatever's cheaper. Bug mail. We see 20k there. We see 18k here. Okay, let's bump up some 25s. See if we can keep that cheap price. This one's also 25. We'll grab this one for 18, so 19k. Okay, so look at this. Now we're paying 5k for. I'm pretty sure Everstones are still 5k. Let's double check. I haven't bought them in a long time, but let's see. Yeah, they're 6k. I'd rather, yeah. We'll say plus 6k for the Everstone. We'll then say plus 10k for the brace on the Ditto, and then also plus 5k because we're gonna pay for gender. So I made a breeder. We'll do plus 5k for the breeder. I created a breeder for 47k that is selling for, what's it called on the GTO, right? That is selling for 74k on the GTL. So you save like 30k by just creating your own breeder or so. Okay, I was totally wrong. I should have bought that Sawaddle. I don't know why I thought that. I think I confused Levani with Lilligant. So apologies. I was wrong on that. Lilligant is a female-only species. You don't get baited on that. I definitely should have just bought that Sawaddle then. That was a... Yeah, Petalil and Lilligant. Avoid those on the GTL. Apologies. All right, so here is the breed. Let me actually put the brace on really quick. Oops. Here's the breed. Once again, this costed me 47k to make. It's kind of expensive for this, but at the same time, it goes for 74k right now on the GTL. 5k for the gender. We already calc that in. So we're saving, once again, let's price check this. If we wanted to, we could try to sell this for profit, but it might sit for a while. Adamant. The cheapest one right now is Bug. Male. Bug's a good age group. So, well, the cheapest one now is 90k or whatever, 100k. That's crazy. Or we could have gone the speed route. Well, yeah, the Bravo. So 74k, right? So we only paid 47k, whereas if we put off the GTL, we would have saved some time, but it would have cost us a lot more Pokeyen. Huge savings there by breeding your own breeder. So we actually know, since we Everstoned this, we know how everything's about to come out, so we can actually just prepare for our next breed and then do it all in one go really easily. So what I need now is I need another Everstone, so that's plus 6k. And then I'm gonna need another brace, so that's plus 10k. And then I think that should be the entire breed. And then we take this number, 63k, and add that to plus 84k, the cost maker Scyther. So we made a 2x31, correct natured, fantastic, competitive Scyther or Scissor, whether you're going to play NU or OU, for less than 150k. And this is one of the more expensive. Like, the Bug age group is kind of expensive. Scyther is really expensive because it's a very, very high demand Pokemon. Being able to make an extremely good 2x31 correct natured Pokemon for less than 150k is so good. When you can do gym runs every day and make 300k Pokeyen as a pretty new player, new to moderate, when you can do, you know, catch Pidovs or Pidgeys for around 150 to 200k per hour, like, you can get the Pokeyen it takes to make this competitive Pokemon in 1 hour. So with that thought process, you could be a new player, right? And once you get access to 4 gym badges, just 4 gym badges, if you spent 6 hours grinding Pokeyen, you could then essentially create a full competitive team from scratch in PokeMMO, probably less than 10 hours if you like speedran it and stuff. That's so good. Obviously, the real thing that this requires is game knowledge. And that's why I'm here to try to show you that, because you can do a lot of things in PokeMMO really well for pretty cheap, but a lot of it requires pretty complex game knowledge, and I hope to offer that, at least to some extent. A lot of this stuff that I talk about might seem really simple for some. And you're like, oh, Patrouski, this is obvious, da, da, da. And that's totally fair, and you're probably very experienced in the game. But for a lot of people, I do hope to offer some knowledge or some experience when I don't think people talk very much about creating your own breeder for a breed, you know? I think it's something that's undershown how to do. We got the Yanma hatched. We know exactly what it'll look like. We're going to go ahead and put an Everstone on it. We're going to go pay our brace that we already calced into our price. We're going to give the Scyther a 1x31 speed brace. We're going to put that on, and this is going to be a fantastic, competitive Scizor, ready to go, correct nature, for less than 150k. 20 plus in all the stats. Special defense is easily the defense stat we care the least about. Defense and HP are way more important. Hopefully they medium roll at least at 25 plus. That'd be super good. High roll in here would be nice. Yeah, this is just fantastic. OT Patrouski, Adamant Nature. There it is. Don't need to care about, don't need to pay for gender this time because the breed is just done. Don't need to worry about it. It is 150k for a great competitive Pokemon. You could do this. Anyone could really do this if you work for it. And yeah, best of luck. Hopefully get lucky on your nature rolls, and that could change things, like make it cheaper. That you make some profit, like the one Scyther I did earlier. If you get a good nature, but it's not exactly the nature you're looking for personally. There's lots of... Breeding is really all about being flexible and changing and adapting based on what happens with your breed. All right, here is the final product. The Adamant Scyther, we knew how it was... Oh, we did? Okay, we knew how it was going to come out, except we high rolled. So everything ended up 25 plus. That is really good. That is actually awesome. So shout out to the guy who redeemed this as a Twitch reward. It's a fantastic Scyther. I hope you can make some great use out of it. It's honestly just... It's a perfect comp. And I hope this... For people watching, helped some of you guys out there. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you did. Dislike if not, that's okay. Follow the Twitch for streams like this. Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. If you want to go above and beyond, if my content has helped you enough, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, and Twitch subs help out a ton, but are never needed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno.
Yo, what's up? I just want to quickly say thank you so much for watching the entire video. That's very, very cool of you. And it's even cooler for all of these people to go above and beyond and support my content. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much again.